up everyone, welcome back to Zonal Marking. Again, it's me Amin and this is Iskander, and today we're going to be talking about the Bundesliga and tell you about the latest matches.
Yes guys, welcome back. And tomorrow already we have some interesting matches in Bundesliga. Tomorrow Wolfsburg goes up against Eintracht Frankfurt at home. That's an interesting game.
Yeah, it's a really interesting game that I think if Eintracht Frankfurt plays the way they played the last game, they will probably end up winning.
Yeah, but I think Wolfsburg might win that match because Wolfsburg used all their chances against Bayern Leverkusen. So we will see. My prediction is that Wolfsburg will win.
Speaking of Bayern Leverkusen, I think they just finished their game against, I don't remember who, but they won 1-0. Kai Havertz scored in the 54th minute, so he's back at it again, giving assists and scoring goals.
Yes, and tomorrow also Hertha Berlin plays at home against Augsburg, and my prediction for that match is that Hertha is going to win because in their last match against Leipzig they played very well, and that match ended as a 3-3 draw, and Augsburg, they're not showing good performance right now.
Yeah, and then after them we have Mainz against Hoffenheim, and I think this should probably be an easy win for Hoffenheim.
I think this will not be an easy win for Hoffenheim because Mainz is not that bad and Hoffenheim are not in their best shape. So we will see. My prediction is this match may end up being a draw. And then another game, Schalke plays at home against Werder Bremen. Werder Bremen are in the 18th position right now and Schalke is in 8th position, so 10 spot difference. But when we look at the squad, there isn't a much difference because Werder Bremen's squad is not that bad.
I think both of the teams are performing below expectation right now, so they're both having not their best season, but I still see Schalke coming out on top in this game.
Yeah, I would agree with you on this one. And then we have Bayern München play at home against Fortuna Düsseldorf. This should be an easy match for Bayern. Maybe Hansi Flick will make some changes in the starting lineup.
Rotate a couple players,
but I think Bayern will come on top of this one. And then moving on, we have Borussia Mönchengladbach. They play at home against Union Berlin. What do you think?
This should probably be a win for Borussia Mönchengladbach because we saw the way Union Berlin played against Bayern Munich. They couldn't do too much, but I think this should be easy.
Yeah, Borussia should win this match as well. And then Paderborn play at home against Borussia Dortmund. I think Borussia Dortmund will win this match because Borussia Dortmund, they're showing very good football even against Bayern. They had a good match. Both teams had a chance to win, and I think Borussia will win easily against Paderborn.
Yeah, and just like Bayern Munich, we're gonna see Borussia Dortmund also rotate their squad in this game.
Yeah, and Paderborn, they're in one of the last place in the league table. And the last game of this week, it's Köln play at home against RB Leipzig. So Leipzig, they didn't win their last two matches. They could have won both of them, but both of them ended up being a draw. I think Leipzig will finally win this one.
Yeah, but I also like the way Köln has been playing recently, so this could be an interesting game.
Yes, but my prediction is that Leipzig will win and they will score more than 2 goals. Now guys, let's take a look at the league table. In the first place we have Bayern München with 64 points, and then in the second place we have Borussia Dortmund with 57 points. So now Bayern, they are 7 points ahead of Borussia. Do you think Borussia have a chance to close this gap?
I don't think so. It's almost at the end of the season, and I don't see Bayern Munich giving up this advantage that they have.
Yeah, and when they played against each other in the last game week, that was everybody was thinking about that match like a title decider game, and Bayern came on top of that one. But then in the third place we have Bayern Leverkusen with 56 points, and then Leipzig are in the fourth place with 55 points. So when we look at the league table, we can say that there is a very intense battle for the Champions League spot because in the fifth place there is Borussia Mönchengladbach with 53 points. So we can say that there are 1 or 2 points gap with each team, starting from the second place to the fifth place.
Yeah, and that's very interesting for such a league as the Bundesliga.
Yeah, I mean there wasn't such a big intrigue in the Bundesliga from like a while,
Yeah.
and now this is a very interesting that we can see. And for the Europa League spot, there are really four teams who are battling for it, which is Wolfsburg, Hoffenheim, Freiburg, and Schalke. They all have, I mean, Wolfsburg has 42 points, Hoffenheim has 39, Freiburg 38, and then Schalke just behind with a point with 37 points.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see Freiburg this high up the table battling for Europa League places. So
yeah, Freiburg is one of the discoveries of this season.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure.
Now guys, let's take a look at the second half of the Bundesliga league table. There we have three teams who are battling relegation. It's Düsseldorf, Werder, and Paderborn. Düsseldorf has 27 points, Werder has 22 points, and then Paderborn has 19 points.
It's definitely sad to see Werder having to battle relegation because they're a team that is capable of staying up in the Bundesliga.
And even Eintracht Frankfurt, they're in the 14th place, and Düsseldorf is just 2 points behind of Eintracht. So Eintracht have a slight chance of being relegated, but I don't think this will happen actually.
Yeah, that would be such a shame if a team that was actually in the higher part of the middle table last season.
Yeah, they performed very well last season. And then in the mid-table we have teams like Hertha, Köln, and Augsburg, and Union Berlin, who are also newcomers of this Bundesliga season. Yeah, this video is all about Bundesliga, and now we would like to take a detailed look at the statistics of how Bayern played under their previous coach Niko Kovac and their manager right now, who is in charge, Hansi Flick.
So looking at stuff that's related to possession, we're going to look at accurate passes first. So under Niko Kovac, they had 572.4 accurate passes. When compared to Flick, they now have 590.2, which is more by 18 accurate passes, which is clear to say because when we look at Bayern's game now, we can tell that they try to pass the ball more, and we see that they're better at passing the ball.
Yeah, and one thing that I want to mention before moving on, the main difference that we all can see in Bayern's management and their playing style is when Kovac coached Bayern, he never used players like Jerome Boateng, Müller, Ribéry, Robben. He, like the older players, he didn't want to use them, but now Flick, he just reminded those players how important they are for the team and that they're still world-class players.
Yeah, and now we'll take a look at accurate passes into the final third. Under Niko Kovac, they had 62.9, and now under Flick, they have 69.4. So again, they're doing better with Flick, and that's because they're actually passing the ball more into the final third.
Yeah.
And now taking a look at the passing rate, under Niko Kovac, they had 18.1, and now under Flick, they have 18.3, which is a difference of 0.2, which is not that much. But because the success rate is so much higher, you can tell that it's a pretty significant difference.
Yeah, we can say that under Hansi, Bayern's passing game is much better than Kovac.
Yes, now let's take a look at stats that are related to defensive play. Well, looking at passes conceded in the defensive third, under Kovac they had 25.2, and now under Flick they have 22.1. Again, they're doing better. It's a difference of 3 passes, which is better because other teams aren't passing the ball as much in the defensive side.
Yeah.
Okay, now looking at the ball recoveries in the attacking third percentage, with Niko Kovac they had 19.2%, and now with Flick they have 21.7%, which means that under Flick, the Bayern players recover the ball after losing it more than they did with Kovac.
And this might be about how different their playing style is, and how, like as I said, which players Kovac used. He used much different players, like their playing styles are different than Hansi Flick is using right now.
Yeah, and this also means that now under Flick, they're using not much, but a little bit higher pressure,
Yeah.
which is why they're able to get the ball more often than they used to with Kovac.
Yeah.
Now taking a look at minutes of opposition possession per goal conceded. Under Niko Kovac they had 19, and now under Flick they have 16. So that's much better with Kovac, because I don't know why, but they're doing worse with Flick, which could be only explained by a detailed description of their play.
Yeah.
Now taking a quick look at the attacking stats, comparing their touches in the penalty area, in the opponent's penalty area. Under Kovac they had 29.3, and now under Flick they have 34.2. Again, they're doing better under Flick because they're having more possession. They're keeping possession more in the opponent's area now that Flick is the one managing the team.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with you. And then this also might be that Serge Gnabry and Kingsley Coman, they like to cut inside and go to the box and then just starting passing the ball in the penalty areas. Or Alphonso Davies runs in the wing and then he just crosses the ball.
And now that you mentioned Gnabry and Coman, they've been doing something really interesting under Flick this season. Both of them, it depends on which one, but one of them would usually come to the other one's wing and support him, and they would pass the ball between each other, and then, I don't know, 5 minutes later, they'd go back to their own positions.
Yeah, I really like how Bayern play right now, because Flick, he doesn't have a lot of coaching experience, but he worked with Joachim Löw in the German national team. They won together the World Cup in 2014. They were together in the 2010 World Cup, and then in the Euro 2008 when Germany lost in the final to Spain. So he knows very well the players in the Bayern, because a lot of them played in the German national team, and then he gets along very well with the players.
Basically, with Gnabry being on the left wing and having Alphonso Davies behind him in the left wing, Alphonso Davies is also a player that can play as a left winger. They also have Coman come to the left wing. So they basically have 3 left wingers in the same wing, and it's like an overload on that side of the field. And they just play their attacking wing through that side.
Yes, and that's how, they used it a lot against Dortmund.
Yep.
So now let's take a look at the 2 main strikers of this season in Bundesliga. It's Robert Lewandowski and Timo Werner. So this website, Squawka, they made a statistical breakdown and compared their contributions to their team and how many minutes they played, how many goals they scored. So let's talk about it in more detailed way. So Lewandowski, this season he played 2,222 minutes, and Werner played 2,230 minutes. So we can say that Werner played more minutes. Why do you think that is?
I think that's because, I don't know, maybe because Leipzig depends more on Werner than Bayern Munich depends on Lewandowski.
Yes, because Bayern Munich, they have more flexible, they have bigger squad depth, and they just rotate their squad.
Yeah, and they're also able to change the formation when they have to.
Yes, I agree on that one. And then, so Lewandowski this season, he scored 27 goals, and Werner scored 24 goals.
But that's also because, as we've seen in the past, Lewandowski is a very stable, prolific striker who's known to get at least more than 20 goals every season guaranteed.
Yeah, and Lewandowski, his playing style is more flexible than Timo Werner. He just feels the best moment.
Yeah, he's at the right place at the right time, yeah.
Yeah, but Werner, he's more like a fast winger player. Yeah, he has a very good finishing as well. But Lewandowski scored 3 more goals. And expected goals for Robert Lewandowski is 25.14, and for Werner it's 18.47.
Again, because Lewandowski is known to score more goals than Werner in the past, and Werner is not more as a classical striker. Like you said, he also suits the winger role.
Yeah, and now let's talk about their shooting. So shoots attempted by Robert Lewandowski per 90 minutes is 4.62, and for Timo Werner it's 4.24. So looking at this stat, we can say that Lewandowski shoots more than Werner.
Yes, again, because he's a striker,
Yeah, he's more in the middle.
The players in Bayern Munich, they pass the ball to Lewandowski knowing that he's going to take a shot and test the goalkeeper.
Yes. And then let's talk about their accuracy. So shots on target per 90 minutes for Robert Lewandowski is 2.31, and then for Timo Werner it's 2.18.
I could say the same thing again, but I won't, because in this case, Lewandowski, we know that when he takes a shot, he usually hits the target. He's a really prolific player who racks up goals.
Yeah, and I mean, looking at these comparisons, we can say that Lewandowski outplayed Timo Werner this season.
Yeah.
I mean, even if he played less minutes, but this just shows that Lewandowski, he is top 2 of the best strikers in this world.
I guess that's to be expected because of the high world-class level that he is as a player. It's just
and
amazing.
Just the expectations. But Werner is also a very good player.
Who's still young.
He's developing. He's one of the stars of the German national team. And we will see, will he stay in Leipzig or move on to another club. Guys, thank you for being with us. I hope you enjoyed this video. Today we talked about very briefly about German football and Bundesliga, and we provided some very interesting statistics.
Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Leave a like on this video. It was nice making another video for you guys. Just support the channel. You can comment down below.
And remember, all for football
and football for all.
Have a nice day. Goodbye.